Have you ever wondered what would happen if Minecraft mobs could crossbreed? Well, I certainly have, and so I asked you guys on Twitter which mobs most definitely never should have babies together. You had some amazing ideas, and I took my favorites and created a data pack which adds these cursed creatures to Minecraft. Mob number 1 is the Creepager as suggested by Sanspora XD. This might be a bit unethical, but you'll need to lure a creeper into a village to create one. As soon as he gets into a 2-block radius of a villager, they will start to make love. After a couple of seconds, a baby pops out. I could have made a baby form for all the mobs I created, but since this is just a proof of concept data pack, I decided to make them adults immediately. He has 4 little legs that honestly look quite terrifying. On his head he has some creeper flesh peeking through his normal skin, and his mouth is also slightly modified. Especially the walking animation is really unsettling. Let me know what you guys think, but I don't like this and I don't want it in the game. Please never add this, Microsoft. There's even a little special behavior that I implemented. If you walk up to him, a creeper fuse sound can be heard, and at that point you have exactly 10 seconds to trade with the creeper before he explodes. Since he is 50% creeper, he of course wants to have gunpowder from you. So unless you bring some, I would not recommend getting anywhere near it. He acts like a normal Minecraft mob though, and can simply be killed even after his trade cooldown was triggered. Moving on to the next mob. Ara wanted me to combine an Enderman and a chicken. Just like before, you need to lure these two mobs together, and when they get into a 2-block radius of each other, the breeding animation will be played. The result is pretty weird looking. It has the body of a normal chicken, but super long Enderman legs and arms instead of wings. I also gave it purple eyes, which makes it look a bit more intimidating. In survival mode he will run toward you and try to hurt you. Killing him is not too difficult, but the Ender Chicken does have a pretty funny defense mechanism. Every time it takes damage, it will randomly teleport around 6 times and leave a bunch of eggs everywhere. This makes it really annoying to fight it since you constantly have to look for it again. My other idea was giving an Enderman model really short chicken legs and wings, which probably would have looked just as silly. You could probably also turn this into a super efficient egg farm. Just imagine putting a bunch of Enderman and chicken into a cage and waiting for 100 Ender chicken to be bred. Then you could just throw a potion of harming onto all of them and boom, 600 eggs in like 5 seconds. Alex the Unicat tweeted me to combine a parrot and a skeleton. That was a pretty unconventional idea, and so I thought it'd be interesting to go for that. Once again, you need to get a parrot and a skeleton into a 2-block radius of each other, and once you do, the baby creation process will commence. I wanted to go for the shape and behavior of a parrot, but give it a different appearance. So I used the skeleton texture, remodeled a normal skeleton with it, and began deforming it into the fricked up thing you see now. Since it is constantly flying, I didn't animate the legs, but made the wings flap repeatedly. At first I was thinking about making it shoot arrows from the sky, but I decided to make it a passive mob instead. It's not a threat in the slightest, but killing it is still a good idea because it drops a pretty nice reward. Hitting it with bow and arrows is extremely difficult though, since the movement is controlled by a bat and is just super random and unpredictable. Once you manage to take it out though, an enchanted bow will fall from the sky. It has Unbreaking, Power, Punch, Flame, Infinity and Mending all on level 3, so pretty much the perfect bow. I'm really happy how this one turned out just because of how silly it looks. My approach was basically the more terrifying the better, so yeah, that was the Scarret. Arhar suggested that I make pig and ghast babies, so I created the pig, ghast, As soon as these two mobs get too close to each other, they will create a pretty weird looking creature. It has the body of a ghast, but the look of a pig. It will fly around and shoot fireballs at you, just like any normal ghast. There's one special behavior though. Every time the pig takes damage, it drops a piece of pork chop that explodes when it lands on the ground. So I'd rather not put the pig off, unless of course you want the terrain to be destroyed. Because it is flying around in the skies, using the bow or tridents might seem like the only option to take the pig out. But there is another way. In standard Minecraft, pigs can be lured around using carrot on a stick, and even controlled when riding them. I wanted to add this behavior to the ghast hybrid as well. So if you now select the carrot on your stick in your inventory, the pig will fly toward you. If you want to trap it or just show it to your friends, that's a really good way of making it fly wherever you want, and also gives it some more pig character. The next suggestion comes from Minecraft Dude, who said water sheep and Jürgen. As a big PewDiePie fanboy, I obviously had to pick this one. So when a horse and a sheep now get into a 2-block radius of each other, they will perform the same mating ritual as before. The result will be a horse with sheep-like fur. It looks pretty dorky, I think, and honestly makes me even a bit uncomfortable. If you dislike it as much as I do, you can fix it by simply using shears to make it look like a normal horse again. Right-clicking will drop an entire stack of grey wool. After a few minutes it will grow back again, and you can shear Water Jürgen once again. It took me quite a while to model this horse because the UV mapping for the entity was a bit confusing, to be quite honest. It's not 100% accurate to the original horse model, but I think I did a decent job at recreating it. The lag animations are not as smooth either, of course, but since this is just a prototype, I think it looks good enough. You can kill it like any other mob too, of course, and the armor stand holding the block model will vanish as well. But I'd not recommend doing that because Pewds will probably find out and hunt you down. And the last amazing suggestion comes from Echo, who wanted me to create an Ender Wither. Combining the two Minecraft bosses is a really cool idea, so I did it. To spawn this one in, you need to get a Wither and Ender Dragon in a 20-block radius of each other. A smaller radius similar to the previous mobs would have made it like impossible to actually get those two guys together. But even the 20-block radius is not too easy, because these two bosses have a mind of their own. I'm just gonna make it simple and use command blocks to spawn them in for now. After they circled around each other for a bit, a baby will pop out. As you can see, it has the Wither's body but 3 dragon heads and wings. It looks super terrifying, I think. Since making babies doesn't kill the parents, I'm gonna walk away for a bit. Don't really feel like fighting 3 bosses at the same time today. As you can see, the Ender Wither will follow you wherever you go, so you are pretty much forced to fight it. It has 2 different attacks. The main one is shooting dragon skulls. I recreated the same functionality of Wither skulls, but changed the appearance up a bit. If you get too close, there will be a purple dragon breath explosion that gives you Wither effect, so you always have to be careful and keep your distance. The movement is controlled by an invisible bat, and for the hitbox I basically teleport an iron golem to it and detect whenever it takes damage. After 100 successful hits, the boss finally dies and drops an insane amount of experience. I didn't invent a special drop for the boss since I wanted to focus more on the mob creation itself. Leave a comment if you have any cool ideas though. Maybe it could drop some sort of special weapon or item. And that's gonna conclude today's creation. I'm curious which one of these cursed mobs you found the most awesome, and if you have any more ideas, comment down below which 2 Minecraft mobs you would have combined. Since this was more of a prototype data pack, I will only release it for my Patreon supporters and channel members. But don't worry, I've got some more awesome maps and data packs coming up that you will all be able to download. With that, I'm gonna end the video and hope that you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.